Hi, I'm Ryan, your guide to the tech trail. Today I'm walking you through 5 simple steps to help you stay safe while on the internet. Here's tip number 1. Make sure to keep everything updated. Now, keeping your system and apps updated is one of the easiest ways to stay safe because those updates don't just bring new features, they also patch security holes that hackers try to exploit. So how do we do that? Well, let's start with our computer itself. If we go into settings and then we go into Windows Update, we can install any needed updates. So right now I have some updates that need to be installed. If I wanted to install them, I just hit this Install All button and then all these will install for me automatically. Now, if you do not see Install All, but rather it says check for updates, just press that button and it will check Microsoft servers to see if there's any updates available for you. Now, our browser also needs to be updated from time to time. So if we wanted to update Microsoft Edge, all we would need to do is go into settings, go to settings, and then hit About Microsoft Edge. When we do, it automatically detects whether Microsoft Edge has an update available for it. Now currently this is up to date, so we're good to go. Other browsers like Firefox or Chrome work the same way. Go into settings, update it from there. Here's tip number 2. Use strong passwords. Now why is this important? Well, it can be very, very tempting to use a password like this, 123456, or even 1234, because it's simple, it's easy to remember. But that's part of the danger of using simplified passwords. They're simple and they're easy to guess. Rather than doing that, a password like this is even better. So if you notice, we've got the word mighty here. The M is capitalized. That's great. Then we've got an exclamation point. And then we've got the word porcupine with a capital P. And then we've got some numbers, 1246, and then an @ symbol. So this mixture of random letters, numbers, and symbols helps make our password even more secure. So then it's hard to guess and it's hard to crack. Now, better yet, if you use a unique password for every single service that you have, the better off that you are. But at the same time, it can be hard to remember all of these passwords, and that's why in our browser, modern browsers have the ability to store our saved passwords. So for instance, in Microsoft Edge, if you go into settings and then go to passwords, you can see your stored passwords and even create new accounts where you store your password in. So it's very, very helpful to make sure and keep your password stored either in the browser itself, on your device, or even in a password manager. So strong passwords are very important. Let's look at our next tip. Tip number 3. Watch out for phishing. Now notice this is not phishing with an F, it's phishing with a PH. Phishing is one of the most common ways people get scammed online. Essentially, it tricks you into clicking fake links or giving away your info, a lot of the time through email. So what do they look like? Well, using a simple Google search, example of a phishing email, it mentions things such as a phishing email is one that falsely claims to be from a bank, a service like Netflix, or a university. And a lot of times it will ask you to perform an urgent action. It needs to be done right now. You'll notice things about the email such as the body it will appear professional, but yet there may be grammar mistakes, or there may be issues with the formatting of the email that just do not look right, or the email address that it's from may not seem legitimate. It may say that it's from Google, but yet Google is misspelled. So for instance, it says the sender's email address may look similar to the real one, but with a slight typo. So for instance, bill@microsoft.com instead of bill@microsoft.com. Little things like that you can tell pretty quickly. But one thing that you can do to keep yourself safe is that if you ever see an email from a sender that you are not absolutely certain of who it is, delete the email. And especially if there's a PDF attachment, do not open the PDF unless you are absolutely certain that you know the sender and what they're sending you. Tip number 4. Turn on two-factor authentication. Now, even the strongest password can be stolen, but two-factor authentication adds a second lock on your account. So it's something like a temporary code or an app notification that you were sent when you try to log into your account. So think of it as needing both a key and a code to open a safe. Now, most of the time, two-factor authentication is turned on for specific services, like say you're signing into your Outlook account to get your email, or you're signing into your Google account. So if we were to turn on two-factor authentication for our Google account, we could go into our Google account and then go to the security page, and then under how to sign into Google, two-step verification. Now currently mine is set to off, but if I wanted to turn that on, I would just click this button here and it would take me through the steps. So what that would look like is every time I try to sign into my email, for instance, I could have it set up so that not only do I put in my password, but a code is sent to my cell phone, which then I will have to enter in order to sign in to my email. Now this is great because that means that if someone steals your password or cracks your password, then they cannot get into your account because they don't have your cell phone or the device that the code is being sent to. So two-factor authentication is a great way to beef up your safety, and it's fairly simple to enact. So that's tip number 4. And finally, tip number 5. Be careful on public Wi-Fi. Now, public Wi-Fi is convenient, but it's not always safe. Hackers on the same network can spy on what you're doing, especially if you're logging into sensitive accounts like bank accounts, things like that. Now, performing a simple Google search gives us the dangers of public Wi-Fi: data theft, malware infection, identity theft. It's pretty important to be careful. So how do we do that? Well, if we have access to a virtual private network, that would be great. But at the very least, avoid sensitive transactions. So try your very best not to log into your bank or anything like that while on public Wi-Fi. In addition, use strong, unique passwords on your device. And in addition to that, like we talked about earlier, turn on two-factor authentication to protect your accounts as much as possible. Another thing that you can do that's very helpful is to turn off auto-connect. So, for instance, your cell phone, when you go to, say, Joe's Coffee Shop, it will automatically look for open Wi-Fi if auto-connect is turned on. And if it finds an open Wi-Fi connection, it will automatically log on to that if it can. So if you turn that off, then that means that every time you get onto Wi-Fi, you have to do it yourself. That way you can ensure it's the right Wi-Fi and it's not a dangerous one. And that's it. 5 simple, powerful ways to protect yourself online. Hope it helped you. If it did, please hit the like button, subscribe, and join me again for another video. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Ryan, and I'll see you on the trail.